This
for the
conference will now be
SPS and
recorded.
PPM and the CPM models. Okay, so
Mhm.
I am also giving the training for the PS models along with the PPM and CPM model. So this is my
Hold on. One second, please. Please give me one
no,
second. Let me do something.
please.
Okay, I'm fixing my audio. I think, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. I was fixing my audio. Please go ahead. My audio is good now. I can hear you better.
Okay, sure. So this is my basic background from the SAP side. So I wanted to know from your background.
Okay. I was fixing the audio, so I didn't hear a lot about your intro, but I guess after that, maybe you can state it again. But just to answer the question, yeah, my name is Wilson. Very briefly, um, I am into BODS, but I am doing um, SAP BODS. Have you heard of it before?
Yes, yes, I have an idea of the SOP bots.
Okay, so I have been doing bots for maybe I started my whole IT career, and I don't, you can put this in a resume, right? So in your resume, I put 7 years, 8 years, and whatever, but truly started my IT career in 2018, September 2018. I got my first job. I was actually trying to enter into SAP HANA, but I got an offer and they were like, we will train you. Don't worry. If you know SQL, we can, it's fine. We can train you. It's a small team. So I ended up doing Oracle and BODS. So they took me in as a BODS consultant. I mean, I
Okay,
didn't complain. I didn't complain or show that I didn't know BODS because I thought I was on the job. But when I went there, most of the BODS jobs, SAP BODS jobs, they have already been developed. The business has already been implemented. They only needed somebody for support, like how to execute this at this time, how to call this object at this time. So those ones, I don't do any integration. So there was a gap. There was a gap between myself, the business, and then the integration part for me because I didn't understand the business logic and I didn't understand why they developed the objects the way. So long story short, I stayed there for 2 years. I didn't really learn. I learned the theory part of it. I know how to use every object in the BODS, but if you give me a business scenario and business integration, there is a gap because I don't know how to translate from mapping or from business scenario
hmm,
into proper integration. So I mean, I was in the company for 2 years, and then I went to my new company. So I'm in my third or fourth year with my in total, but this is my first year with my new company. So I spent 3 years in the old company. Now my first year in this new company too is BUDS, but unfortunately it is one of the jobs that I have to also provide support, not necessarily really doing any business integration. So I still lack over there. And it has become stressful for me because I realized no, I don't really want to do coding. I don't want to do a lot of BODS and a lot of integrations. I thought after 3 years, I thought maybe I would get to understand business. So I decided to look elsewhere because I have certification in Scrum, Project Master, Project PMP, and all that. So I decided to look into PMP or project management, and that is how come I came into SAP PPM. Now, PPM is completely different. So I wanted to meet somebody to really speak with the person to get an understanding of the module and the outcome and how it looks on the market, and then I can commit to training and start doing that. So that's briefly about me.
okay, okay. Thank you. So let me share the screen.
Okay.
So can you able to see my screen, the PPTs?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So okay, let me start first. What is the uh, SAP PPM. Okay, before that there is also the concept of the ePPM, Enterprise Portfolio and Project Management. Okay, so before that, we need to land into this ePPM. Just we need to understand what is the portfolio and project management, and if you're not going to deal with the PPM, what is the complexities? Okay, any kind of a project, it may be R&D projects, it may be any solution relevance, or it may be any commercial, whatever it may be the projects. Okay, so what is the key challenges? Those who are a stakeholders or a project controllers or a project managers. Okay, every time the person has to coordinate with the other departments. Okay, and he might get the correct information, or he may get a delay on that. Okay, so for that reason we required some sort of any PPM tool. It is not only the SAP, any PPM tool. Okay. So for suppose like if I don't have any BPM, so just imagine how complex is that was. He was a displayed to varieties of a data and different sources. So he has to coordinate with all the other sources, and it may be in the some of ERPs, or it may be in the your Excel format, it may be on the any PDF formats. So everything he has to coordinate with some other guys or some other departments. Then he will get the some data. Okay, so different sources it may be. No consolidation view. Okay, pure efficiencies, manually monitoring and plannings. Okay, it is very difficult to take a decisions makings. Lack of insight, like it may be a demand relevant, it may be a project portfolio relevance, resource planning relevance. Okay, production planning relevance, financial and controlling relevance, etc. So this much complexities have. If you are a portfolio managers, or something like program managers, so just imagine like if you do not have any tools, it may be any tool. Okay, so how much complex this was. So for that reason, okay, SAP has developed the tool. It is called a PPM. Okay, portfolio and project management. So the portfolio and project management which we are using in the earlier before S4 HANA, that is a XRPM. Now if we coming to the ECC, sorry, S4 HANA, we called it is a ePPM. So ePPM has some sort of a roadmap. Okay, so in that actually this is a business suite. Okay, in that we have five different modules. Okay, so first is a PS is a project management tool. It is not a portfolio tool, it is a project management tool. This is a different module. Then we called a portfolio and the project management. Okay, then we have another model called a CPM, commercial project management. Okay, then we have another model called a EPC, enterprise portfolio connectors. Okay, then we have a initiatives or a idea managements. So these are the five models, okay, which combines the EPPM, enterprise portfolio and project managements. So whenever you're going to take any license and implement the new kind of any ERPs, okay, at the time you have to purchase these license based on the EPPM, enterprise portfolio and project managements. Earlier it was only a PPM tool in the ECC, but in the S4 HANA we called it as a business suites. So whenever you need to purchase the license, so you have to call them as an ePPM. So ePPM has a five models. Okay, based on the your business requirement and your markets. Okay, and your technologies, you have to select what are the models you wanted to implement. Okay, it can be a your on premises, or it can be a cloud. Okay, I think you have aware of these things, right? On premises and cloud. Hello, hello.
Yes, yes. Sorry, I was muted. Yes, yes. I'm
Okay,
aware.
okay. So based on that, this is the ePPM tool which we going to talk about in future. Okay, in the next upcoming slides. So what is the use of this eppms? Okay, it is a immediate, like a single source of a truth, of a single source of a truth, nothing but a single sort of a one sort of a dashboard, where you will get the combination of these all the five models along with the any other third party or any other ERPs, or maybe any our SAP relevant like financial, okay, or a production management or a HR management. Everything can be integrated into the one single sort of an source, and you can get and retrieve the data. Instant access. You can integrate portfolio with the connect to the all the project participants. Okay, integration to the business functions. Okay, interactive, the real-time project analysis, a role-based user interface, and the build of SAP Furies.
Okay.
Okay, so this we have already spoken, like in the SAP ePPM we have a different five models. Okay, one is a project systems, then innovation management, portfolio and project managements, okay, commercial project managements, and EPCs, that is a project connectors. Okay, if you wanted to integrate with the, any other third parties like Primavera or maybe any uh, MS projects. Okay, so for that reason we required connectors, so it can be synchronized with the your real-time data with the any project managements and the portfolio managements.
Okay.
Okay, now we need
Mhm.
to understand. Yeah, please tell me.
No, please go ahead. I was saying okay.
Okay. So understanding the concept of SAP PPM. So why we required a SAP PPM? In layman terminologies, if I ask the portfolio manage why we required a portfolio management, means portfolio is nothing but a group of projects, right? So group of projects, it may be ongoing projects or it may be any future projects, or maybe a kind of an R&D projects, or maybe if I wanted to do some sort of an R&D activities, or if I wanted to introduce a new segment of my business. Okay, so in that cases we required a PPM. Okay, portfolio and project managements. So in that what we going to do, we is just going to do the feasibility studies. Okay, based on the technical, based on the commercial, based on the our budgets. Okay, based on the our resource managements, based on the financial managements. If everything is got okay, okay, and the stakeholders got approved, okay, then we can proceed further for the we can take a decisions based on that, and we going to proceed further whether we going to take that initiatives or a proposal to further or not. So for that reason we require a portfolio managements. Okay, so these are the some key features like for the SAP portfolio and project managements. Okay, so align your portfolio with your corporate goals. Okay, gain visibility in the real time to the project costings, staffing, schedulings, and results.
Yes.
Institutes affixing gates and the measure between the project phases. This is nothing but when we're going to create some sort of a portfolio, at the time you will get a state gate process. So each and every stages and the gates, okay, you got some sort of a questionnaires. Okay, based on the questionnaires you have to do the scoring model on that, and you will get the risk management based on that. So once that every phase has got approved, okay, then you can proceed with the further for the any other process. If that phases was terminated or maybe rejected, okay, or maybe maybe temporarily it is hold. So everything process get hold. So for that reason, you have to measure between the project phases. So every phases has to approve. So every once the every phase has got approved, then you can proceed for the further phases, or maybe you convert that project phases into the any sort of a projects. Then you're going to assign, okay, deploy or redeploy, plan and forecast your resources based on the qualifications and the strategic priorities. Okay, discovery discover the source and the manager deployments of experts and the qualifications within the organizations without a complex and the labors data entries projects. These are the some basic key features. Okay, we're going to study in the next, like what exactly we're going to do. For suppose this is a one sort of an any XYZ company. Okay, in that I wanted to introduce the my portfolio and the project management. Okay, so in that whatever the data I wanted to do the some strategies. Okay, based on the strategies I'm going to study what are the feasibilities of this portfolio. Okay, so whoever get taken the initiatives of that, okay, or ongoing projects. So the first I will check what are the my feasibilities based on the my technical, based on the commercial, based on the my resources, based on my financials. Everything got okay, then we going to proceed for the further. So in that again we need to take any project managements. So in the SAP we have a two project managements. One is project systems, another one is C projects. So C project basically use any IT kind of an projects. So if I'm dealing with the purely IT, then I can go with the C projects. But most of the cases we going to use for the SAP PS. This is also a project management. It can be used for the any kind of a project. It may be IT projects, it may be any commercial projects, it can be any kind of an R&D projects. So whatever the projects you want, that kind of any project type you can use. Apart from that, if there is any other third party, it may be a Primavera, or it may be any MS projects, that can be integrated with this project systems, or maybe a C projects. Okay.
Okay.
After that, we
Okay.
need to do for the our day-to-day transactions. Okay. It can be integrated. The PPM can be integrated with the your FICO models, HR models, asset management models, plant maintenance models, production and procurements. Okay, then your mrs is nothing but your resource plannings. This is another models. Cats is also the HR models. Okay, whenever you want to do the sort of timesheet bookings, okay, based on the resources. Resources can be a group of machines or a single machines, or it may be a group of persons, or maybe a single person. So that can be integrate with your project management and the portfolio management. So as you can see, this is a one sort of a dashboard. Okay, so what are the plannings you have done, okay, based on your portfolio, and what are the plannings you have done for the your project management, and what are the actuals you are getting from the your other modules. Like it may be any FICO, it may be HR, it may be a SD, it may be any uh, procurements, it may be a PR, or it may be a PO. So all the data you can see in the single dashboards. You can plan
Okay.
and you can monitor. So we have a various type of reports. Based on that reports, you can visualize and you can take control on that, and you can take the uh, decisions on that. Each and every phases you can check. Okay, what is the ongoing on that. So each and every phases you can link with the your projects.
Okay.
Okay, so that is a simple. This is a one of the high level of hierarchy architecture view, how it can be linked. Okay, so first is a portfolio. Under the portfolio you have a buckets. Under the buckets I will explain what is this buckets and all, and just trying to explain you the high level of viewing. Okay, under the buckets
Okay.
you have yeah, under the buckets you have a sort of initiatives. Under the initiatives you have items. Okay, so items can be linked to the any of your SAP ERP project systems, or it can be C projects, or if you wanted to integrate with any other third party, it may be MS projects, okay, or maybe your Primavera, any other project management tools which you wanted to integrate. So for that reason, to connecting these two, we required a ECP, enterprise portfolio, or a project connector. Earlier, in
Okay.
between, if I wanted to integrate with any other third party, there are different tools which we can integrate. But nowadays in the SAP S4HANA, we need to go with the ECP connectors only. By default, you will get that connector once you pay the ePPM license.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is a sort of one example, okay, of the one project. Okay, so say like this is an real estate. Real estate is a one sort of I wanted to start a new business or new segment. Okay, so in that I've just taken as a real estate. Real estate is a one sort of in a portfolio. Under that, I can create a two different buckets. So one bucket is for the commercial, another one is for the residential point of view. Okay. Say for example, further I wanted to go with the residential point of view. I wanted to go further. I need to work on this residential point of view. Okay. So in that also I am giving a two different buckets like a villa and the apartments. Okay,
Mhm.
so in this I going to study feasibility studies. First I wanted to go with the feasibility studies, okay, then technical, then commercially, then initiation, then plannings. So in these buckets, okay, either I can go with the initiatives or direct items also. It is up
Mhm.
to the business, like whether they wanted to go with the initiatives or whether they wanted to go with the items. So if they wanted to go with the initiatives, initiatives also is nothing but a one sort of a uh, kind of an R&D kind of a things. Okay,
Mhm.
under the initiatives I'll going to check what are the feasibilities, okay, what are the technical feasibilities, what are the commercial feasibilities, when initializations, plannings. Once everything got approved, okay, then I can convert these initiatives with to the items. Items can be linked to the U projects. Okay, the project can be a any C projects or can be a PS projects. PS is nothing but a project systems. So if it is a purely kind of an IT industries, then you can go with the C projects. But if it is any kind of an other relevant ITs, okay, even you can also do with the IT kind of a projects, you can manage with the project systems. So up to the business, like how they wanted to proceed further.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the some basic components of the SAP PPM tool. Okay, these are the decision points and stages. Okay, so each and every phase you will get the decision points. Okay, based on that only you have to approve it or reject it or hold it. Okay, then only it will go for the your further phases. So this is called a stage gate process.
Mm.
So it can be linked to the any of the your initiatives or an items
Okay.
or buckets also. Then you have a portfolio bucket structures. Then you have a questionnaires and the scoring models. Okay, based on the your questionnaires, you have to ask with the different departments that you have to configure each and everything questions. With respect to that, you're going to ask the questions. Okay, based on the every question, you have to give some sort of an a weightage for that. So that is called a scoring. Say like if it is a some 100 questions you have and you have decided like if it is going to up to 80 points, then only I can proceed further to take the any actions against this initiative. If it is not fully filling that 80 percentage, then I will not go. So each and every questions you have to give the some sort of an a weightage. So based on that, it will calculate your scoring. Okay. So if it is reaching that 80 points or 80 percentage, then you can proceed further. If not, then you can reject that stage or a phases. Okay. Then we have a review and what if analysis. So each and every phases again you will get a what if analysis. This is the extra key features which is provided by the SAP S4 HANA for PPL tool. Apart from this, you can do the financial and capacity managements. So each and every phases, okay, or each and every stage, you can do the your financials plannings, or at the higher level, like in the bucket level, also you can do the your financial plannings, okay, and or also initiatives and the item levels also you can do the your financial and capacity plannings. Based on that you will get the KPIs is nothing but like what is the revenue point of view, what is the status of that, what is the cost on that. So let's say like you will get the different kind of any KPIs, so that also you can initiate. Then you can upload the any sort of any documents, okay. It can be any engineering relevant documents or it can be any financial relevant documents. So that also you can attached to the any of the your initiatives or items or a portfolio levels or a bucket level. Okay. Then you have a roles and access. So each and every initiatives or items or a portfolio, we have a different types of a roles and responsibilities. So that I'm going to discuss in this. So any doubts before what we have spoken?
I think this is a very high level overview.
Yeah.
Even with just this information, the picture is very clear. So I don't have any doubts because I'm very new to the terminologies and all of that, but I can have the picture already. So what you've said so far is that, you know, SAP PPM now is called ePPM with the S4 system. It's a set of
Yeah.
different modules, right? We have portfolio management, we have project systems, we have um, internal orders, we have other
No, no,
modules
not
that you can.
internal orders. That is a commercial project management and
Okay,
EPC, Enterprise Portfolio Connector. So whenever you're going to take the any business suite in the SAP, so you need to tell them, and apart from that, you need to take the license on that.
okay,
Right? Yeah, you can tell.
okay. No, I mean, I was trying to summarize it, but I can already get a picture, so just keep going. I have a few questions, but I'll ask after you finish. Maybe you answer
Yeah.
it in your situation, so just keep going. If anything, I'll ask after the session.
Sure, sure. No issue. No issue. So as I said, no, like here roles and access of control. So in this, we have a typically four different roles. Okay, not four. You can say it is a five different roles. Okay, so one is a portfolio administrator. Okay, so you can say he is a process owner of that portfolio. Okay, or maybe a buckets. So he has to take the responsibilities of create a project portfolios. Okay, so under the portfolio he going to create a portfolio structures. Okay, under that it may be a buckets and items. Okay, as per the business requirements or the goals of that initiatives. So he has a solo responsibilities to take the portfolios. So he has to create a portfolio, he has to create a portfolio structures, he has to assign the resource pools. I guess you aware of the resource pool, right? Any
It's
idea about the resource pools?
managing resources that you're going to assign roles and
No, no,
tasks.
yes, yes, that is correct. So each and every in portfolio management, you have a set of different roles. Okay, so he is the portfolio administrator, is nothing but a process owner. Okay, entire the
Okay.
portfolio. So under him, he has to take the responsibility to create a portfolio. He has to create a portfolio structures. He has to create a resource pool. Okay. he has to configure the dashboards and the graphics. He has to take the solo responsibilities of this portfolio administrative part. Then we have a portfolio managers. Okay, so that responsibilities also he can manage or he can give to the some other person. So he has to analyze the dashboards. Okay, he has to analyze the portfolio, he has to implement the strategic plannings. Okay, he has to create a reviews. Okay, what if analysis and all. He has to create the portfolio items.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have item managers, or you can say project managers roles. Okay, so in that he has to monitor the portfolio items. So items is nothing but your projects. First, you have to create a one item. That item has to link with the multiple projects with respect
Okay.
to your phases, with respect to your stages, as per your requirement. You can config and you can link one item with the multiple projects. Okay, then he has to create and edit the portfolio items. Okay, upload the project data. Okay, and changing the item strategies or statuses. He has to manage the status, like each and every phases and the gates or stages. He has some sort of any statuses. The status has to manage. Okay, whether it is approved, reject, hold, whatever the status you're going to create as per your business rules and the requirements that you can manage. Then we have a called a resource manager. He is a different role. Okay, so his responsibility has to take the resource planning based on the his capacity, based on the his qualifications. He has to assign into the item level or any sort of an project sorry, not project, bucket level. He can distribute the resources and then he can monitor the capacities and their situations. Okay, now what is a bucket? Okay, bucket is kind of a, in the bucket. Okay, you will get some sort of an external IDs, status managements, descriptions of the bucket. Okay, and the parent object of that bucket, some sort of an administrative data, a number of assignments, reviews, and the portfolio items. Apart from this, you can also do the financial and capacity plannings under the bucket. Okay, so in that you have to define the what is the currency of that bucket. Okay, what is the financial plannings of the that bucket. Okay, you can assign the periodic breakdown structures. Monthly you wanted to go, yearly you wanted to go, that you have to define over there. You can define the capacity planning periods. Okay, and also you can define the capacity units. You will get the some sort of authorizations. Okay, whether it may be a cross portfolio structure or maybe a cross portfolio buckets. So for that region you can give the authorization to the any other portfolio managers. Okay, you are working maybe a different portfolio under that maybe a different bucket, but some of the your portfolio managers wanted to see what is the ongoing projects you have, what are the financial data you have. So you can give the authorization to review your buckets. So it is a sort of a single dashboard where you will get the number of plenty items or projects. So what is the ongoing projects you have? What is the planning projects you have? Okay, if you want to take any sort of initiatives, everything you will get under the single bucket, whichever it is linked to that particular bucket. Okay, so these are the some key features, like you can do the financial and capacity plannings. The progress of the item is nothing but your projects can be represented by the decision points. Then set status management of the portfolio. Set status is nothing but the status management, whether you are approving or cancel or reject or hold, this kind of an status issues you will get. Okay. Create a snapshot. Snapshot is nothing but a versions. Okay. So in this particular period, maybe you done the some sort of a plannings and you done the some sort of an executions, so that you wanted to capture. So for that you need to take a versions. Every quarterly or monthly or yearly, you can take the version and you can compare those versions. It is also come with the your dashboards and the your reports. So which is called a snapshot of that portfolio items. Items is nothing but a projects. Create a dependencies between the portfolio items. Okay. And define analyze the dependency risk. So you, if you wanted to analyze the some sort of a risk against your bucket, okay, with respect to their initiatives or items, that is also you can take the some sort of an analyzing one sort of an dashboard you will get. Based on that you can analyze. Okay. Now concept and the influencing of the factors which extend the financial and the capacity plannings. Okay, under the buckets also you can do the financials and capacity plannings, or you can do this into the any sort of an initiatives or item levels. Okay, with respect to the any stages of your project. Okay, so these are some key features. Before I go into this, let me go to the another slide and I will explain. So these are the some of the key features of the financial and capacity plannings. So financial and capacity plannings on the any single screen, okay, simultaneously across the multiple portfolio objects. Okay, flexibility of the period breakdowns in the runtimes, flexibilities of the planning rate. Okay, and depending on the your planning attributions. Okay. Additionally, calculate within your planning, which is nothing but the ETC. Okay. Flexibilities of the layout of your plannings. Okay. So in short, if I can say, you can do the plannings on the manually. Okay. So let me share you one screen. This is a sort of a financial planning dashboard. Okay. So in this monthly also you can do. Okay, yearly also you can do, or a overall level you can do. How you can do? Based on the manually also you can do. Like manually you have to enter the your financial plannings. Either you can upload it from the your Excel sheets. Okay, or it may be fetch the data from the your other ERP objects. This may be a for project systems, it can be any sort of C projects, it may be any other third parties, maybe a Primavera or MS projects. Or apart from this, there is another object called a BWIP. Okay, it is a engine between the portfolio and the project managements. Okay, where the all the your financial plannings will be settled into the one sort of any cubes. Okay, so each and every cube they have a if you just click on that cube, no, so in that you will get some sort of any predefined cost plannings, say like for materials, say like for the services. Okay, so these kind of a plannings will be there. You just try to click on that and you need to put the whatever the relevant objects you want for that particular material. You have to select that. So cost will be automatically, whatever the cost plan cost you want to do, it will be automatically fetch, and it will come and sit into this kind of a planning dashboards. Okay, so four ways you can do. Either you can do the manual entries, either you can do from the Excel upload, or you can fetch the data from any other ERPs. Okay, or it can be fetched from the SAP ERPs like ECC, or maybe PS projects, or maybe C projects. Okay, or through BWIP also you can fetch the your data. Okay, so that can be shift based on the yearly, quarterly, monthly. Okay, so as per the your business requirement, you can define your dashboards based on the data will be fetched. Okay, then you can do the your capacity plannings. So capacity planning based on, as I said earlier, like it can be created some sort of in a groups. Okay, and the groups you'll get some sort of an persons. So in the groups, like maybe you required some developers. Okay, maybe ABAP is a development, bots is the one kind of a developer, or you required some sort of in a Java developers. You require some functional consultants, maybe a project management, maybe a financial consultants. Okay, maybe under that, maybe any other CO or FSU consultants. Okay, you require procurements, logistics requirement, that. So that also, as per the category groups, you can define. Or if you do not want any category groups and the single persons you want, that is also you can define. So as per the your business requirements, or your goals of that objectives, that you can define, and based on that you will get a reports. This is some sort of an one dashboard report. So according that you can get the reports. Hmm. Then you will get a questionnaires each and every phases. Okay, you can define your questionnaires. Okay, so that is also you need to configure. Okay, based on the questionnaires you have to assign it to the any sort of your buckets, or maybe items, maybe any sort of an initiatives. So once this questionnaire has been answered, okay, based on that you will get a scoring models. So these are the some basic questions which we have defined. Okay, so whether it is a true or false, like that we have given. But if you want any other questions also, that is also you can define it as per the your business requirements. Based on this, you have to define the some sort of a score. Okay, so every question has a, you have to give some sort of a weightage for that. So based on that scoring model, you can define the your risk appetite. So the risk is medium, low, or high. So each and everything, when you try to go with the review of that particular phase or a stage, you will get all these are the into the one KPI. So based on the KPIs, you have to take the decisions whether the stage has to go proceed further or not. If not, then you can reject it. So once you rejected means the next phases will get into the hold. It may be once you cancelled it, then entire that portfolio or that initiatives has got rejected, and you can close that. Now integrations with the project managements. Okay, so as I said earlier, till this we have done the sort of plannings. Once the planning has been approved by the your stakeholders, then you're going to convert that item into the your projects. So for that we have to integrate with the project management. So project management, either you can take as a C projects or a project systems, or it may be any third parties. It can be any Microsoft projects, or maybe a Primavera, or any others that you can integrate. So this is a some sort of an project systems, okay, which we are going to integrate with the portfolio. So this can be view in the Fury apps. Okay, I think you are aware of the Fury apps, right?
Yes, to some extent.
Okay, so with respect to the Fury apps, we're going to check each and every things, okay, in the single dashboard, and what is the portfolio you have defined, against that what are the project has been assigned, and each and everything that we can monitor and control with the Fury apps. Okay, so this is a sort of a Fury, one sort of a Fury app. You just click on that and you can check. And if you want to do some sort of business transactions, that is also you can perform in this thing. So it's some 60 plus predefined some apps is provided. Okay, if the business is fulfilled with this apps, that is okay. If not, then you have to do the some sort of an customizations on that. Okay, so we have done. So now, if you have any questions, so please ask me. This is a very high level which I have told you.
Yes.
Uh, I thought that you have already aware some sort of a project management relevant to the maybe any other ERPs or maybe a project system.
Well, I can say that I'm, like I said, very new, right, to it.
Mm.
But I've already started looking and getting some videos myself to try to understand. So
Okay.
most of the things that you talked about, I may not have the order proper very well, like you have put it. I'm sure without the slides, you can still explain it the same way. But for me, I'm now beginning to get the picture. It's like a puzzle. I'm now putting the pieces together. So I
Mm.
from what I've been watching and the books that I've been reading, I know all these terms that you mentioned. I know how some of the other portfolio bucket, initiative, item, and
Okay.
once it's approved, it becomes it can become another project. So I understand that, but I still just don't have the full picture, right? Um,
Mm.
so I can't say that I have hands on, but I understand for everything that you said.
Yeah, initially I guess it will take some time, but once you get some sort of a practice, okay, I hope you will get this answers very soon. Also, like if you have studied some of the PMP, like you have said earlier, like you are planning to do some sort of an PMPs. PMP is also a sort of a theoretical point of view, but for the PMP executions, you require some sort of portfolio and project management tools. So it can be a SAP, it can be a Oracle, okay, or it can be some other nowadays ERPs available. So if you have studied some of the portions with the PMP, okay, so in that a lot of things maybe I guess you have some clear picture on that. I'm not sure for that. I'm just telling you. So those who are studied some sort of in a portfolio managements, okay, relevant to the PMP certification or something like that, they have a very fair idea about this. What are the tools? Because this is just a tools. Because in that actually those who are PMP guys, okay, they actually do the your portfolio level. Okay, maybe it is come under the bucket level or maybe initiative levels. After that, there may be project managers, those who are expert for their gray areas. So they will deal with all their project managements, and the portfolio or a program managers will do all their R&D kind of an activities. So once that portfolio has been done properly and every stages get approved, okay, then you can convert that initiatives into the your projects. Before that you have to do the all the your R&D kind of an activities, whether is this business stage or a business proposal, is it
Hmm.
acceptable or not. So the feasibilities, okay, you have to study the feasibilities of that business process. It
Okay.
can be any, whether you wanted to introduce the any sort of say you wanted to introduce to the any product, maybe some sort of in a car, okay. So you are doing the car manufacturing, but you wanted to do the some other relevant car, like in India, like we have a different kind of in a cars, okay. In that I wanted to introduce the electrical vehicle. So if I wanted to introduce the electrical vehicle, first I wanted to study the feasibilities, technically, financially, whether that technically is possible or not, commercially, whether it is possible or not, okay, financially, whether it is a possible or not, okay. Once these relevant data, also the major like whether we have a that kind of a resources or not, so this you have to define into the your initiative levels. So each and every stages, financial capacities, also your commercial feasibilities, technical feasibilities. Once each and every phase has got approved, then you can convert into the your real projects. Then you can go further details levels of plannings, and you can do the some sort of an project management on that. You have assigned some sort of an budget. Okay, you're going to do the some sort of an cost planning, you do the revenue plannings. Okay, you do the schedulings, you assign some sort of a resources over there. Okay, once that got approved the stages, again you going to release the project. Okay, and if you release the project, then you start procurement some sort of an items. It can be any raw materials, or it can be semi-finished goods. Okay, so once you procure those materials, then you try to do the assemblings. Okay, it can be a different locations. Okay, you do the all sort of an uh, uh, production relevant. So in that you have to integrate with all your other ERPs. Okay, and also the ERP within the SAP, like your financials and controls, or HR models, procurement, logistics, all you have to integrate. You'll fetch the data and you do the procurements, and then you convert into the productions. Once you done the production, then you do the assemblings, then you do the testings. Once you done the testing, then you're going to release the product into the market. So these many stages you have to define. So one is a portfolio level, another one is a project management level.
Okay.
So this I am
Um,
giving is the very high level.
mhm.
Okay, but once we go into the our course, no, at the time I will going to explain you in details.
So what what are you like when you finish this training? Let's say when I finish this training, what do I become? You become a project manager, portfolio project manager? Because here's why I'm asking, right? I went online and I was like, what are the jobs out there? And once you
Hmm.
read a lot of job descriptions, you can get an idea of what the task is. But I don't get a lot of information at all as far as the jobs. I put in SAP PPM jobs or something, and all I got
Okay.
was, I think I got only one or two of them that was PPM. The rest was just project manager. But project manager means different things to different companies, right? It's not necessarily portfolio project management. So, what are you when you are out there?
So in this, no, there are two different stages. One is a portfolio level, another one is a project management level. Okay, if you performing a portfolio level, then you may be a program managers. I hope you aware of program managers, right?
What do
Hello.
you what do you mean by program? You program the system. You are like a project administrator, portfolio
No, no, it
admin.
is not a project administrator. It a program is nothing but he is a high level of manager, which he going to control the projects. Okay, ongoing projects or maybe a future projects. He is the person. He is the responsible to introduce the new projects into the market. So he has to study the feasibilities, as I said earlier.
Uh-huh. And from what you showed, right, this is a very I wouldn't say maybe it's complex for me, right, but maybe it's simple for you. But it has so many integrations. You can go in so many directions. You can start portfolio.
Hmm.
It can go down to it can go way down. It's like a hierarchy structure to
Correct.
different
Correct.
levels, and then the levels become initiative and items. So it kind of you kind of integrate with every aspect of the business. Isn't it
Correct.
something? Isn't it something that, let's say, if you are out there and you are working, you become sort of the central point of reference for the company's projects? Don't isn't it very integrated? Isn't it a lot for just one person to be doing this and then go to the next level and be in charge and go to the next level and be doing all of that? Isn't it, let's say, in a day, a lot of task? And I'm not worried about the severity of the task or how big it is, but I'm looking at how complex it is. Maybe it is complex to me right now, maybe it's simple to you. But don't you do so many things that I feel like when you get into a company and you're a portfolio manager, you are involved in every aspect so much that you it becomes a lot, right? Or how do you see it as far as the execution is in a company?
Yeah, as you said, it is a correct. Like it is a bit complex, but it is not that much of a complex. Okay, if you are a portfolio or a program manager, okay. So, for suppose like you are a program manager, okay. Under that, you have also some sort of a teams. You are not going to work with the alone. You will get the some sort of a team under you. Okay, so based on their expertise, okay, your portfolio has to define or your bucket has to define. But you are a solo responsibilities, okay, under that uh, one business segment. Say like you are introducing one sort of a uh, as I said, a car or some sort of any motor or something like that. Okay, so you are a responsible person, like how you taking the initiatives, okay, what are the feasibilities you have studied, okay, and what are the based on that what are the risk management you have appetized, okay, and how you converted that initiatives into the items is nothing but your projects. So under the projects you have a different project managers, okay, so those project managers working under the one program managers. One program
Oh,
managers will going to work under the one portfolio managers.
okay, okay. This is clear. I thought it's a
Say like
one man.
you are a director of that project or that
Yes,
portfolio.
yes, yes,
Under that
yes.
you have a multiple projects is going. Okay, where is a ongoing or maybe future upcoming projects. Okay,
Okay,
so you are a director. Under the director, there are multiple projects managers. Okay, under the project managers, there may be a team leads. Under the team leads, there may be some sort of an expertise. Under the expertise, there may be some other junior or a senior resources. So this is a hierarchy point of view, resource hierarchy point of view. I am saying.
okay, okay, okay. I get it now because I was like, coming from a developer's world, right? I only have insights to my manager. Let's say the next person above me will be my senior manager, and I work for one of the consulting companies, so they use terms like senior manager and things like that. And as a developer, you work for a senior manager. That's as far as I can go. So I'm trying to look at this from a developer's perspective, and I'm like, what level of what level do
No,
you go doing all this by yourself?
under the program managers also, or maybe directors. Okay, under that also there may be a, other different area of a programs managers. It is not like that project managers only became under that. It is not like that. Under the program managers also or a directors, under that also there may be a managers or there may be a, some sort of team leads. As I said, no
Yes,
program manager cannot manage entire thing alone. So under
yes,
him there is a team. This team is a main responsible, okay, for the program should be go program or the bucket whatever that they take in the initiative. It has to study feasibilities, okay, based on that you perform all the activities. Once these activities got performed, then you convert and you given the data to the your project managers, those who are responsible to take that initiatives, and he has to execute that process further.
okay, 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 okay. Now I'm excited because I couldn't picture the structure. I was like, this is a lot for one person to be doing all this, you know.
No, no, no.
And
It is not one person. It is not single task, right?
yes, that's
Every
why I was
that's the
asking.
reason. That's the reason we have a different kind of rules and responsibilities.
Okay,
Okay, he has some sort of an idea, so he has just created four or five buckets. Okay, after that he said to initiative managers, okay, or item managers, or a bucket managers. So bucket managers will create some sort of bucket. He has done some sort of financial plannings and capacity plannings, and he has again given to the item managers. Okay, so item managers again they have defined their structures and all. They did some sort of a financial plannings based on their resources and their availabilities of that materials and all. Okay, so like this hierarchy should go. It is not
Oh,
that one person do the entire thing. So
yes.
you may be fit to the any of the program managers. Okay. Under that maybe under the program managers maybe you sort of some sort of expertise.
Okay. Thanks for that picture. That was one of the big pictures that was always on my mind, and I was like, no, this one person, you can't be doing all this and
Hmm.
create a
One
bucket,
person
create an
cannot do.
initiative.
One even the project managers, if you go for the any industries, okay, SAP or non-SAP industries or any operation, project managers cannot do right. Under
Yes.
him also, there's some other managers will be there. Those who support to the project managers.
Right. Yes. Okay. Thanks
So
for that.
similarly,
Okay.
program also you have a different peoples and they're going to manage. So the program managers, but once you go to the program managers, it has to take a lot of experience for that. Okay, you cannot be a program managers in 1 or 2 years. At least you should spend this at least a minimum to minimum 5 to 6 years. And also you have to done the your PMP. So
So
once you
it's
done your PMP, okay, along with this course, mean upcoming not only for this year, maybe a couple of years later on, then you will get a clear picture how the programs is managing, how the projects is managing. So this is just a tool.
yes. Okay. So the project man, a portfolio manager or a PPM person, let's say portfolio manager
Hmm.
and a program manager, what are who is above who? What are the different? And I'm sorry I'm asking very basic questions, right? But I'm just trying to understand the structure and see how I can fit it. And then you've mentioned two. There, not that those are the only two roles. There are a lot of roles in this. It's a very integrated process. But I
Yes.
think I think what you said, the structure that you gave me was a little bit clear. But the program manager, I don't know
Hmm.
how big is a program manager from. Mhm.
See the program manager or a administrator. Okay, under him also there are some separate team. Okay, so team will create the portfolio. He just created what is a portfolio. Say
Yes.
that portfolio name is a uh, real estate.
Yes.
Okay, so his team has created a real estate. Okay, under that he has to perform some sort of an activities, right? So he has to create a structure. What is the structure? So structure say like under that I have created a two different buckets. Okay, one is a commercial, another one is a residential.
Okay.
Okay, he's just planning a structure. He has not done the any financial or capacity, nothing. He just got some sort of initiative ideas. So for that he just created a real estate is one sort of an object. Under that there are two different uh, buckets. Okay, one is a commercial, another one is a residential. So these two buckets again he will assign to the some other managers. So these buckets is nothing but your program managers.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
So
under program managers, yeah, please.
no, please go ahead. Go. Yeah.
So under these program managers or a bucket, there are different teams.
Mm, mm.
Okay, so this team is responsible to further level. Okay,
Yes.
so one team can go for the initiatives, another team can go for the item level. Okay,
Yes.
so for initiatives also, as you can see, uh, where is that? So once I done this part, I have given a portfolio manager. He has a responsible to create a buckets, as I said.
Mhm.
So his or his team will create some sort of a buckets. So what he will create? He will create a dashboards for monitorings. Okay, he will analyze the portfolios. he will implement the strategic plannings. Okay, strategic plannings means high level of financial and capacity levels of plannings. Okay, very high level, because
Okay.
you are a portfolio manager and you said that in next couple of years I wanted to introduce this car into the market, they say like electrical vehicle.
Mm.
Okay, so electrical vehicle if I wanted to introduce, okay, so I have also do the some sort of an plannings, right? So some particular dates, okay, and this is my financial plannings, say like some 1,000 euros, sorry, not 1,000 euros, some sort of a financials.
Okay.
Okay, some US dollars I have assigned, okay, and this much of a resources I have assigned, so he is and his team has assigned that part. Okay, then what after that? After that, that item manager is take the responsibilities.
And the item managers will also have their team that manages.
Yeah, item managers is nothing but your project managers, or maybe under the bucket managers also there may be some sort of any teams. So what he will go into, he will take the responsibilities. He will take the responsibilities of a feasibility studies, technical studies, commercial studies, okay, and some sort of a plannings. He will do all those things. In this, he will perform the all the scoring models. He will ask the questionnaires to the different teams, okay, based on the financial, based on the capacities, based on the productions, based on their availabilities, everything. He will going to take the responsibilities. Item managers.
Mm.
Okay, so once this feasibilities has been studied properly, each and every stages has been approved, each and every phases has been approved. So each and everything you're going to see into the one dashboard. So that is this dashboard. See like this is sort of a dashboard.
Mm.
Okay, so in this, whatever the portfolio level you done the financial plannings, okay, say like some 1,000 euros you have given, under that buckets, two different buckets, one is a 600 US dollars, another one is a 400 US dollars. So under 600, again you are distributing that to the electrical vehicle. Okay, so in the electrical vehicle, what are the item levels you have financially planned, capacity levels you have planned, okay, what are the technical feasibilities you have gone through, what are the commercial feasibilities you have gone through, each and everything you will going to show into this dashboard.
Okay.
So once the stages and the phases got approved, then you going to convert that whatever this hierarchy you have formed, this you're going to convert into the your projects.
Okay.
Okay, so project managers say like you have introduced the car electrical vehicle, and you said within a 1 or 2 years I wanted to introduce this car into the market. Okay, that budget is like a some 1,000 euros.
Okay.
Okay, in the 1,000 euros you have to complete the at least one car for introducing to the market. So then after that the project managers will come into the pictures. They're going to create their hierarchical parts. Okay, what is the project's roles and responsibility, who is the stakeholders, everything they're going to define into the higher level. Then they're going to create a next level of WBS, which is called your procurement levels. All the procurements can be done on that. Under that again there may be a electrical, maybe a mechanical, maybe a kind of in a civil, maybe any sort of a procurements they're going to do under this. They will do the some sort of an assembling, okay, production and assembling under the any other WBSs. Okay, whatever the raw material you have procured, everything going to come into this WBS, and they're going to consume that, and they're going to create a assembling. Once the assembling was done for that car, okay, then it will go for the testings. Okay, so
Okay.
once the testing phases is done, okay, then they're going to deploy into the market.
Yes.
So this is a different team. This is a different team. Under this also, each and every buckets or this WBSS you can say, There are different teams to perform. It is not a one person to perform.
Okay. 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 So at the end of this training, right? Let's go to slide 12. Slide.
Yeah.
Go
Which
to
slide?
slide 12.
12. Okay.
So at the end of this training, if I come out, right, after
Hmm.
taking this, right,
Hmm.
where will I be and where can I go from here? I know I think maybe portfolio manager, and then from, you can go higher else. I'm have not been in a lot of business scenarios. That is the reason why because I want to get into business scenarios. That is why I'm leaving the development part of SAP. Um,
Hmm.
but I still don't understand the structure, right? So after this training,
Hmm.
where will you be and where can you go from? What is the career path after this training? Let me ask that way.
Okay, either you may be under the fall into the portfolio manager, like you will not be the portfolio manager. Under the portfolio manager, you will be the one team member. Okay,
Mm.
or maybe under the item managers, but you are not going to show for the portfolio administrators, and you are not a resource manager, right? So these two part is not work for you. Maybe under these portfolio managers, or maybe item managers. Anyone as per the you are taking the responsibilities, like if you are very good for the planning for the financials and the resource plannings and the say like a risk management. Okay, if you are performing a risk management, then you definitely will come into the portfolio managers. Okay, because risk manager is more important. So if you're performing some sort of a risk management efficiently, then you may come into the portfolio under the portfolio managers, or maybe you come into the item managers. Because some organization I have seen in the program level, very high level they have done. Okay, if it is small kind of any industries, but if it's a big industry, then there may be going with some hierarchical path. But if it is small industries, then they might not go much into the portfolio manager level. They going to trigger into the item manager level or initiative levels. So in that, maybe you are scheduling relevant expertise, maybe financial relevant expertise, or maybe a resource relevant expertise. Yeah, or maybe you are a risk management expertise. So these kind of roles, which roles you going to suit, and what is the more interest on that. Based on that, you're going to work under the any item managers or maybe portfolio managers.
So you
So
can
if you know every phases, every status of the item managers, then you will come into the portfolio manager roles.
okay.
Hmm?
Okay, and how long is the trajectory? Maybe if you start at this level, right, where you are working maybe under, you are working under a bucket or you're working under item manager in a different bucket. What is the
Right
trajectory to
now,
become like a
right now, I am working under the portfolio manager. Okay,
Mhm,
I am working in the portfolio manager. So these two stages, I know somehow. Okay, not I'm expertise, but somehow my organization, like which I am working right
mhm,
now, that project, it is under the portfolio. So I am managing under this portfolio management completely. Under
mhm.
that, I have some sort of a resource because I am belongs to the IT. So I have some resources, and according that I am deploying those resources into the my upcoming projects.
Okay, okay. That's good. I think I like that. Okay. And one question that I wanted to ask is, like I said, when I went out there, because I didn't know the role and what to type in, like keyword to type in, like you're looking for a job, right? When you go out there, I think after this training too, we will have a resume, right? We'll have a resume help or session to make sure that, someone who is starting, we have you can help, or whoever the trainer is will help with the resume part, because I didn't know how
Mhm.
to even look for jobs, and maybe I'm thinking too far ahead, but I just wanted to see the future? Does this thing have a future? Is it going anywhere? Um, I can say
Yeah,
this.
we can help you to write the resume, but I would suggest like once you done the course, no? Okay, so you will come to understand which part of that portion, okay, you are going to expertise.
Okay,
Okay, so in that you have to put the some sort of an extra points. Okay, but it will take some time to understand each and everything. But this is not a complete thing because no, as I said, see, this is a hierarchical structure. Okay,
yes,
so in this portion, okay, maybe you are very familiar with the portfolio. Okay, maybe you are familiar with the initiatives. Maybe you are familiar with the some sort of an bucket level financial plannings or capacity plannings. Okay, or maybe you are familiar with the project management relevant. Okay, maybe a C projects or maybe a PS projects. So once you're going to understand the two different models, okay, then I hope you're going to write your own. But still, you're getting the some difficulties. Definitely, I'll help you.
okay. Thank you so much. And how right now for you, like you said, in your company, you are just, you've shown me your level of what you're doing. Let's
My
say if you
level
wanna,
is here in the bucket level. In the bucket, I have a portfolio manager. Okay, as
yes,
an assistant portfolio manager, I am under me. There are some of the teams.
yes, okay, okay. Now I get a
Okay, so
picture.
ongoing projects. Also, I'm managing the ongoing projects. Also, I'm managing the any future relevant like white papers I'm going to write. So there, I have some sort of initiatives. So
Yes,
I took some sort of initiatives. I have given my proposal to the stakeholders. So once my program level get approved, then it will go to the program level. He has to approve. Once it is approved, then we can convert that my initiative into the projects. This part.
okay. That's a very very good way of putting it. How long is this training? How long is this? I think it is
We
so many
we
factors. So
we planned it is some 30 to 40 hours, but in your case, maybe it depending on the your understanding. If you understanding, then it can be complete within 40 hours. But if it is not, then it can be bit extend.
okay. Okay, that's good. And the last question that I will ask,
Yeah,
I have
please.
to run. We can discuss the training and how to start everything. I'll discuss with because I already started talking to him and I just wanted a little bit more clarification before I start. So right after this, I think I'm going to start. Now let's talk about salary, right? Not that money should be your motivating factor or anything, but I'm getting into a field that now I'm now getting the picture, right? Um, First of all, like I said, I couldn't even do the right search for the right to even get an idea of how things work. If you're
Mhm.
going in as a freshman, let's say I'm going in after this training, I'll put maybe 1 year, 2 year on my resume, and I go in. Where do you start as far as salary wise? Because this thing is hard to find any information, even salary or anything, or maybe I'm not using the right words. Where will you start as salary maybe in the US and get to maybe a manager level, like maybe a bucket manager or a bucket portfolio assistant portfolio manager? How long will it be from where you are to where you are going? And I'm asking this because I want to, it's planning the career, right? This is a career planning. You want to make sure that it has a future and it pays well. It's not one of those. One thing about developer jobs, they have become too
Mhm.
saturated, too common. So a
Mhm.
lot of people, you go into companies like Deloitte, they don't want to pay their developers well, or the developers are demotivated. So it's a lot
Mhm.
of things, and I don't want to get into that. So let's talk about salary, right? Talk to me about it. How does it look? What is the future as far as this and the salary rate is concerned, at least so I can get a full picture.
Future, I can say it is very good. It is not like thing like it can be horrible or something, but future is good. Salary point of view, it depend like what kind of a organization you have selected? It is a IT or a production relevant? Okay, in the IT also different kind of a things, and the productions also different industries. So if you going with the production industries, then definitely like the salaries will get high at least every year. Some, as per my knowledge, 5 to 10%. I'm not sure for that, but how much you will get, that is I cannot tell you at this time,
Okay.
because India, I am staying in the India, so India's point of view, it is a different salary. Okay, but if you
Mhm.
come to the US or a European, there is a different salary structures.
Okay. I'm not asking to tell me what, because you can't, you're not the magician, right? You don't know where things will go and where I will end to for you to tell the salary. But and again, I'm speaking from what I know. If I'm going into development, like SAP development, like let's say bots, I know the general market rate to start with. And I'm only discussing the numbers because the picture is clear. I'm going to do the training, but I also want to have an idea. Before I even got into SAP, I knew that they will start an entry person maybe at in the US at maybe 80,000 or $90,000. I don't know in the entry level. So I was like, okay, I think for someone who's going to start, that's a fair thing. So just based on the market rate, I'm not saying give me what you think I will make. I don't need that because I don't
as
know. You don't know.
as per my knowledge, one of my friend recently, he got one production company, that is oil and gas. Habitat something is company name. So he got some program, and the program manager is working. Okay, he got some 70,000 US dollar.
Mm. In the U,
Hmm?
he's based in the US or outside.
USA, New York. He was working.
Okay.
This is a oil and gas company. So just recently, like 9 10 months back, he was shifted to the US, New York. So he told me like 70,000. He is getting US dollars.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, to enter, that's always fair. You can also always negotiate. It depends on a lot of factors, right? The pay is not set in
Correct.
stone.
He,
It's not
he
fixed.
was experienced for that, so he got. Even I am also trying. So people has asked me. I have sent a lot of resume. Let's hope if I get an good salary package over there.
Yes. Okay. Okay. That's very insightful. That's very very insightful.
So you can consider, like, as per my knowledge, I'm just said he got, but as per my knowledge, maybe initial stage, maybe some 40,000 US dollars. I hope so. It can be start 40 to 50. I'm expecting. At least you
Okay.
have a
Well,
plenty of experience, some in the project management, something like that, and you done this kind of a things. So maybe some 40 approximately. I'm saying it can be
I,
initial.
I think you are, because you are in you and I'm using the Deloitte terms USI, because you are in India, right? The India rate is different from US rate. So
Correct.
if you say for in US, even the people who work in the fast food places, they make $40,000, right? So that
Correct.
is very very basic for this type of thing. I think it's
Hmm.
higher. Like you're saying, you don't know, right? You just guess from your knowledge. This is what you think, but I don't think
Yes.
for something like this, 40,000, because people working at McDonald's are making 40,000 or close to
Oh,
40,000.
okay.
So I
Okay.
think it's much, much, much higher. You probably just don't know, right? So,
No, the
um,
entry level, I'm saying, very initiative, very entry level. Like you are some sort of a fresher, or maybe just you have 1 or 2 years of experience.
yes, and I think it will be more. There's no IT career in the US that will start below 50,000. Well, there are
Okay.
some. IT is very big, so there is some part, but anybody who has entered into SAP or
Mm-hmm.
any field like Oracle or something like that, you would normally start around 70,000, 70, 80 is fair for a very first entry level. So That's
Okay.
just the market rate for IT in general in the US. So I don't think it's like
Hmm.
that. But I get the picture because I've been into SAP for 3, 4 years now.
Hmm.
I've done several interviews, I've spoken to several recruiters. So I
Okay.
know I have the general amount for IT entry and intermediate and
Hmm.
advanced level. So I think it's higher than that. But um,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. That is as much as I wanted to know. This is very deep. Like I said, I will reach out to I forgot his name, Naveen. I will reach out to him and we
Okay.
will connect back. I hope we can start the training very soon. I'm ready to start even as early as tomorrow, or if not,
Mhm.
maybe next week, Monday. Either ways, I'm fine. But that is his, he will come in and arrange the training, the meeting, the time, everything else.
Okay. Okay. Fine. No issue. You can give your feedbacks to them, and as per your availabilities, we can check what are the scheduled dates. According that, we can start.
Okay.
Hmm?
Okay. Is he on the training? At least so that he knows or maybe I'll reach out to him on the side. But thank you so much. This was very, very insightful. Even just the introductions taking more than an hour, I can only imagine how much, how many
Hmm.
hours this will take. It's very comprehensive. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. It was nice talking to you. I hope we soon. Okay.
Yes, we'll talk soon. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.